Most men step into relationships with their eyes half closed. They see a beautiful face, a charming smile, a few sweet words, and they convince themselves that's all the proof they need. Then one day, they wake up drained, confused, wondering how they ended up stuck in a toxic cycle that eats away at their confidence, their money, and their peace of mind. The truth is, she was showing her character from the very beginning. You just didn't know how to read it. The difference between wasting years and protecting your future isn't luck, it's testing. And no, I don't mean playing games. I mean quietly, calmly, running the kind of small checks that reveal who she really is before you hand over your heart, your energy, or your life. Think of it this way. Would you hire someone for the most important job in your company without an interview? Would you trust them with everything you've built without seeing how they handle responsibility? Of course not. Yet most men do exactly that when it comes to women. Attraction blinds you. Those first few weeks, you're intoxicated. You stop asking questions. You hand over time, effort, resources, all without pausing to see if she actually deserves it. I've seen men lose years this way. Picture a guy who gives 2 full years to a woman who keeps him as an option. She enjoys the attention, the dinners, the gifts, but never once saw him as her future. By the time he realizes it, he's exhausted emotionally and financially. That man didn't fail because he wasn't enough. He failed because he never tested. Here's the twist most men don't realize. Women are testing you constantly. Every question, every shift in tone, every request, she's measuring who you are. But men rarely think to test back. They wait to be chosen. They beg for approval. That's the mistake that costs them everything. You need to flip the frame. You are not the applicant. You're not waiting for her verdict. You are the prize. You are the one who decides if she deserves space in your life. Once you make that shift, fear disappears. You stop asking, will she choose me? And start asking, do I even want her here after I see her true character? That's where real control begins. So let's break it down. 5 basic tests. Simple, subtle, and impossible to fake. Each one shines a light on her character before you're in too deep. First, the respect test. Ask her for something small. Maybe meet you at a certain spot. Maybe bring that book you mentioned. Maybe show up at the time you agreed on. Watch her response. If she does it naturally, she respects you. If she makes excuses, rolls her eyes, acts like it's too much, you've just seen the truth. That isn't respect. That's entitlement. Second, the flexibility test. Change one small detail. Maybe switch the cafe. Adjust the time. Nothing major, just a ripple. Does she roll with it? Laugh it off? Or does she turn it into drama? Life is unpredictable. If she can't handle a small change without snapping, imagine what happens when the real storms come. That's not flexibility, that's fragility. Third, the investment test. A relationship is a partnership, not a service. Does she ever contribute, suggest, initiate, or is everything always on you? The planning, the paying, the effort. If she never lifts a finger to add value, she doesn't see you as a partner. She sees you as a provider. Fourth, the boundary test. Set a clear line. It could be as simple as, I don't answer calls after midnight, or I don't tolerate disrespectful jokes. Watch carefully. Does she honor it? Or does she push, guilt, manipulate to make you bend? A woman who respects boundaries will build with you. A woman who ignores them is showing you early that your standards don't matter to her comfort. Fifth, the gratitude test. Do something thoughtful, nothing huge. Maybe hold the door, pick up the coffee, bring her something you remembered. Then watch. Does she say thank you, smile, show appreciation in any way? Or does she treat it like it's owed to her? Gratitude is the soil where love grows. Entitlement is poison. If she can't show even a spark of appreciation early on, expect that poison to spread. Here's the thing. A woman of character won't even realize she's being tested. She'll pass because it's who she is. But if she fails, she'll fail fast. And that saves you months or years of wasted time. These aren't tricks. They're windows. They show you whether you're dealing with someone who can stand beside you or someone who will bleed you dry. But these are just the basics. They reveal the surface. To truly see her, you have to go deeper. You have to look at what she does when the mask slips, when she's not performing, when life isn't perfect, when no one's watching. That's where the advanced tests come in. And trust me, these are the ones that separate a woman you can build with from a woman who will break you. Now let's step into the advanced tests. These are the ones no woman can fake for long. They cut past the charm, the beauty, the excitement, and reveal her real wiring. The first is the service test. Watch how she treats people who can do nothing for her. The waiter, the cashier, the rideshare driver. Does she show patience, kindness, respect? Or does she act superior, dismissive, rude? Because here's the truth. The way she treats them is the way she will treat you when the shine wears off. If she thinks respect is optional, one day you'll be on the receiving end of her contempt. The second is the stress test. Life isn't smooth sailing. Bills show up, jobs get tough, family drama explodes. How does she handle it? Does she breathe, think, work through problems? Or does she lash out, blame everyone else, spiral into chaos? Small storms always reveal what happens in big storms. If she can't handle the little stuff, she'll sink you both when the big waves come. Third, the contribution test. Ask yourself honestly, does she add to your life or does she only take? Contribution isn't just money, it's energy, encouragement, making your day better, easing your load. A good woman makes you stronger. A selfish one drains you until you barely recognize yourself. Fourth, the loyalty test. Pay attention to what she says when you're not in the room. Do her friends hear her speaking with pride about you? Or does she belittle, mock, downplay you when you're not around? Loyalty isn't what she says to your face, it's how she represents you in private. A woman who builds you up when you're absent is rare and worth holding on to. And fifth, the consistency test. Anyone can put on a show for a few weeks. Sweet words, promises, gestures. But do her actions match her words over time? Or do you see cracks, excuses, contradictions, broken promises? Inconsistency is the root of chaos. Don't ignore it. Now here's the part most men miss. It's not just the tests that matter, it's how you read the responses. Women fall into clear patterns. A high-interest, good-character woman doesn't just comply, she embraces. She shows up early, she adapts with ease, she respects your boundaries naturally. With her, life feels lighter, not heavier. A moderate interest woman does the bare minimum. She doesn't resist, but she doesn't give extra either. That lukewarm energy feels like you're always dragging her forward instead of walking side by side. A low-interest woman will resist every step. Every request is a negotiation. Every boundary is an argument. She expects everything from you while giving back almost nothing. These are the women who keep men stuck in cycles of frustration, mistaking attention for affection. And then there's the explosive type. She reacts to small boundaries with anger. She spins minor inconveniences into full-blown drama. If you see this early, take it as your warning to leave. Because explosive behavior doesn't calm with time, it escalates. Here's the harsh reality. Most men see the signs and ignore them. They hope it's just a bad day. They tell themselves she'll change. They cling out of fear. Fear of being alone, fear of not finding anyone else. That's the scarcity trap. And it's the reason countless men end up broken, resentful, drained. The truth? There are millions of women in this world. Many of them would be honored to share life with a man of standards. When you realize that, the fear of loss vanishes. You stop clinging, you stop begging, you stop lowering your standards just to keep someone around. And that's when everything shifts. Because now you're not the applicant waiting for approval. You're the man deciding who earns a place by your side. And sometimes the most powerful move isn't negotiation, patience, or waiting for her to improve. Sometimes the right move is walking away the moment she fails a test that exposes deep dysfunction. Maybe it's extreme volatility. Maybe it's victim mentality, where everything is always someone else's fault. Maybe it's addiction, financial recklessness, or unresolved family chaos she refuses to confront. These aren't quirks, they're warnings. And if you stay, they won't just hurt her, they'll destroy you too. No amount of patience, money, or sacrifice can change a woman who doesn't want to change herself. Love doesn't erase dysfunction. Chemistry doesn't erase disrespect. Beauty doesn't erase chaos. The strongest thing a man can do isn't holding on, it's letting go before he loses himself. Testing isn't about cruelty, it's about clarity. It's about survival. It's about making sure you never spend years trapped in regret. So ask yourself right now, are you acting like the prize or are you waiting to be chosen? Are you running the tests or are you too afraid of what you'll find? Because the moment you stop fearing loss, you gain power. Power over your relationships, power over your choices, power over your future. Remember this: a man who tests, who enforces, who walks away when necessary, radiates strength. And strength is always respected. Most men will nod, agree, and then do nothing. Don't be most men, draw your line, run the tests, and never apologize for protecting your life. And if you want to know the other side of the coin, the clear signs a woman is only playing you and never planning to commit, stick around for the next video. Because once you see those signs, you'll never waste another day on the wrong woman again.